Shawnee. Welcome back. Guess what time it is? Say it with me. It is time for our weekly roundup, where I go over all of the eyeshadow palettes I've used over the past week and I rank them from least liked to most liked. Now, this week, I'm using the word week loosely, okay? These are just some looks I know I did over the past days of life. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and rank them. So I have 6 slots today, and some of the rankings include more than one look. Yeah. For y'all who want another update on the HOA thing, why is this lady, the lady who started everything with the first family that put all the stuff out in the trash, she moving somebody else in? This lady crazy something. She's doing something on the wrong side of the law, I believe. She doing something over there. I'm okay. All right. I mean, like, handle your business, but this too much. Anyway, at number 6, I have one of the OG motherships from Patricia McGrath. This is number 3, Subversive. Now, I think I mentioned in the video where I use this palette, the first 3, I think it's like Subliminal, Sublime, Subversive. Those are like the OG Pat McGrath mothership palettes. Like, if you a true for real fan, you have these. But usually there's a color in the palette that just kind of jumps out and you're sort of like pulled to it. I want to say that it's this shade here, but I decided to use other shades. What is happening outside? I decided to use other shades instead, and I really enjoyed the look that I did, and I could continue to enjoy making sure to use my mothership palettes. Like, I'm just really enjoying them. So let me know if you have this one, Subversive. At number 5, keeping it in the Dame family, we have another Patricia McGrath palette, and this is one of her mega motherships. This is Celestial Nirvana. Now, there's Celestial Divinity, Celestial Odyssey, and Celestial Nirvana. I want to say this is the second one. I remember. Anyway, I know that the newest holiday palette, the mega motherships are usually holiday palettes, has just been released, and I'm considering getting it. I've heard that these shades were for sure made in Italy. And where are these made? These are made in Italy too. Girl, I don't know, but somebody was doing swatches and they seemed really smooth and very pretty. I just have to remind myself that the brand has sales like every other fortnight, so I can wait a little bit, right? I can wait. But that is number 5. Again, I really enjoyed the look. It was very fun, kind of festive. I don't know what festival, but I really still love the brand, okay? Let me know if you have any of the mothership megas. Now, number 4. So here's what happened. Over the past couple of weeks, whenever I've just been like, I cannot do this anymore, I have done a neutral eye with a red lip. So either it's a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, a lip gloss. That has been my go-to. That is my go-to. Let me know what yours is. What is your look that you do when you're just like, I don't have time nor energy for humans right now? Or I just can't with myself right now, because I have had that experience several times, okay, over the past couple of weeks. So I picked one palette that I use frequently and did use several times for these looks, and some of them I honestly just didn't have any eyeshadow or anything on. But the palette that represents my neutral eye forever and ever, Sharon, you can guess it. What is it? You guys know it. my cousin, Danessa Myricks, the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette, because it's not an eyeshadow palette. It's like a face palette. I just love this palette so much. Even though I didn't use it for my eye look today, I still managed to use shades from in here for various reasons. I used tourmaline to do a bit of a liner. I use Sculpted on my brows. This literally just, it stays right here because I use it consistently. Obviously, you can see the shades I use the most and the shades I don't get really any use out of, really and truly. I do want to get more use out of this shade because I've seen Danessa Myricks use it a lot for a really neutral look. It's just, it's so like muddy and cool that I don't know. I'm not quite used to that on my eyes. I don't know. But yeah, I'll challenge myself to do that. Anyway, this is number 4. This is the palette I use the most when I am doing a neutral eye. I will say that there are other ones I've tried to give some love to as well, and, you know, not treat them terribly just because I obviously have a favorite. One of them that I like to use is the Viseart Neutral Matte. Love that for just a matte neutral eye. And I'm just really into matte eyeshadow. Like, yeah, we don't always have to add a shimmer, right? Okay, so at number 3, this is a palette that I did 2 looks with 2 different days, and the palette is the Adept Cosmetics Cyborg Choir palette. Now, there are a ton of shimmers. They're like dual and multi-chromes, and then you have 5 mattes here at the bottom that sort of align with the color scheme of the shimmers. So I really enjoyed this palette. I think it came out around the same time as the Flying Fiddles, and I definitely did a video doing maybe 3 looks with the Flying Fiddles palette, I believe. And so I wanted to give some love and attention to the Cyborg Choir. This one is just super bright and fun. You've got like that bright yellowy one there and like pinks and blues. It's just really pretty and I enjoyed using it. Now, I will say that, I think I've said this before, their mattes get better and better, and these mattes were really easy to use, very blendable. They weren't patchy or anything, and the shimmers I usually use with my fingers, and I enjoyed that. You can use them with a brush, but I really honestly feel like the Adept shades, because they just have like this texture to them. Some of them are just like, you can poke them and they're like, is that dirty? I don't think, it could be. I'm not trying to be right now. But anyway, I prefer to use my finger to apply these shimmers, kind of all shimmers really, but especially the Adept ones given their texture. If you can explain the texture well, like, put that in a comment, because I know I'm not doing it justice. So that was number 3. Now, number 2, this is the newest palette from Cosmic Beauty. It is their Undergrowth palette. Now, when I did this video, it was in collaboration with my good girlfriend, Jan Van. We both did looks with the palette, and I included swatches and also went through and let you know which shades were eyeshadows and which were pressed pigments, because I know some people don't like pressed pigments. In this palette, you have half of each. You have 10 eyeshadows and 10 pressed pigments. So if you're thinking of purchasing it, that's just something to know in case you have some thoughts, feelings, and wishes about that. I really enjoyed this palette, especially coming off of the 2 that they released right before this one, were Cool Trolls and Nude Trolls. Now, Cool Trolls I really enjoy, but Nude Trolls was not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite Cosmic Beauty palette that I have thus far. And I think because I have neutral and nude palettes that I really enjoy in comparison, and there are some pretty shades in there, but I didn't feel like there were some could have been deeper to show up on more skin tones, in my opinion. I think it looks really, really great on lighter skin tones, but there are some shades in there where I'm like, this is kind of ashy on me. So maybe for like some medium to dark and deep skin tones, I don't know. Of course, it's dependent upon what you like to use and how you like things to show up on you, but the neutrals, it's not my fave. So I'm glad that the one after that, the Undergrowth palette, it's one that I really like. Now, here's the thing. You are only going to get a green look. All right? You're going to get a green look. If you don't like green, please don't purchase this, because what is the point? Do not get this palette if you don't like green. Because, I mean, if you want a green palette to like have as a companion palette, I guess, but girl, go ahead and just get you some singles or something. But I will say, I do love the Cosmic Beauty formula. I love the mattes. I love the shimmers. As long as the stuff shows up on me, I'm good to go. So I'm glad I'm back to loving their palettes after the one that I didn't like. The only thing though, y'all, is the brand makes me so anxious because they're always selling out so fast. I think they usually release things on like, their release day is like Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern time in the US. And y'all, I'm telling, it just makes me so anxious, okay? I hate that. I hate it. I'm always like, I gotta get it. Anyway, that is number 2. Now at number 1, this was the look and the products that I used to do my monthly collab with my good girlfriends, Jan Van and Erica Conger. I used a combination of things, and I will highlight some of them, but I'll also point out some of the non-palette things that I used. Now I used these 2 single shadows. This one is Lemonade and this one is Chartreuse from Sydney Grace. I also used the Sunset Chic palette from Colored Raine. These colors are so pretty. I really like their little chic palettes. I also used Sunset from Natasha Denona. Did I use this one? I think. And I might have thrown in Sunrise from Natasha Denona. But I think that the main things were the Sunset Chic palette and the 2 shimmers, the yellow shimmers. And the other like things that I used are the Colorfix from Danessa Myricks. I used Primary Yellow, Primary Red, and Carrot Top. So I was doing a lot. I was very like chemistry-ish with the look on whenever it was, because I really, really wanted to use the Colorfix. Like in my head, I was like, I want to use those so badly because I had not yet used the yellow and I wanted to. And I really liked the look. I tried to do this like ombre thing with the lipstick part, and I think I only used the Colorfix for the lip look, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, let me know what you've used over the past week. Let me know what you think you're gonna use next week. I don't know that anything has really come out that I've purchased in the last while. I think the most recent thing is that newest palette from my cousin, Danessa. Other than that, I think I'm just staying pretty chill. I do wonder about doing a week of singles. So if you're wanting to take that challenge with me, let's do it. Maybe. But I do want to challenge you to use your single shadows at least once this week. At least once. Well, I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.